Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Gladiator Manager, episode 19. We're with Vinny, Vici, and we're starting our third season of the campaign, and we're also seeing the middle tier, Division 3, for the first time. Now, unlike in the previous seasons, I'm going to go entirely in quick sim format. We're going to see how that mechanic works through this season, because I have every intention of doing about 26 weeks in this episode and 26 weeks in the next, getting through an entire season in just 2 episodes, and then that's where we're going to end up putting this series to rest. But let's go ahead and get on with the program. There are some available fighters out there. They've got a couple good ones here, but they're not great. We should still be capable of winning. Let's go ahead and take Animatia. Her weapon skill is finally improving. Let's see if it's enough. Oh, she's got a significant advantage over this James, but they're still a good fighter. She's 49 to the left arm. It's not how I would have liked that to start, but let's go ahead and quick sim as intended. And she gets the win. Discipline, bravery, and weapon skill all going up. We're going to get a Division 4 side, Bana, who we did not face previously, so they must have been relegated from Division 3. 2v2 for this one. And this is the entire squad. That should be a fairly comfortable victory. They really only have one decent fighter and one tolerable fighter. We're about to have the expiration of Euphemia. Criminal. We'll go ahead and give her her final fight. And then let's bring in Elia. Okay, we do have control here. We have defender and leader, so we don't want to match up there. We have rogue. Okay, so this just negates any chance of them getting an advantage. And now that they're engaged and in position, let's go ahead and quick sim from here. Both unhurt, both forcing the yield, and we start the season 2-0. A lot of victims in week number 2. Femia has quit fighting, so she is not available, as she served her sentence, so she is out. That's going to free up one more spot. We're down to just 11. There are some quality choices here, but we're going to pass on those. Animatia apparently did pick up a wound. 3 versus 3 with a group that only has 4 available fighters. That's a comfortable win waiting to happen. Let's see, what do we have? We have a Citizen and Howard. Let's go ahead and bring him in. See if he can develop somewhat. We have Elia, of course, but let's bring in Elia as the leader and then get one alongside that's fairly good. How about Oliver? Okay, yes, serious advantages to each. They have a rogue, a leader, and a barbarian. Okay, we want a barbarian for the rogue, which we do have one. And then we want a gladiator for the leader, which we do have one. And a defender for the wow. Cool. We get the perfect matchup on each. Oh no, and he's already down. Wow. All 3 big hits on the initial move. He's fallen. Let's carry out one more move. 27 torso, but not a killing move. Little scratch. Go for the more aggressive move. 65 right arm. I'm assuming that was where the yield is coming about. It is. And now and a disarmed. Let's go ahead and quick sim from here. 3-0, 3 yields. Okay, so now we have some new recruits. Oliver also ready to level up. Howard makes some progress. Sayako Penry. We don't know anything about them. Oh, hello. 1.5 stars. Crazy expensive, though. Not worth it. We actually can't even afford Willuth, but at 43, she's going to get worse fast. But that is what I was looking for, is that increase. This looks like a pretty dang good fighter as well, but we don't know enough about them. Okay, we got a 4.5. Also expensive. Aviafa. $500. It's a good amount, and they're clearly not that good of a fighter now, so we'll pass. Gertrude Armstrong. Very cheap, very bad, but has high potential. Let's go ahead and do that recruitment. Half star. Kind of figured that was going to happen, though. This is a cheap one. That's a cheap one. Let's see. You know what? Not going to keep you around with 5-star potential. Gold star or above now. Bit more expensive, but a bit further along on development. Here's a good, excellent. 43, no thanks. 4 stars. Just the upfront 3,500, free otherwise. All right, so we add 1 long-term project. We get Rogue Killer, Rage, Thick Blood. Oh, I like that one. Most of the losses have come from that. Dodge rolls. I like the Thick Blood part. Offers only 3 stars. We're going to want him gone sooner rather than later. 4v4. There's 2 okay fighters. There's 1 good fighter. There's at least a 3rd and a 4th okay fighter. 5 okay fighters and 1 solid one. So we're going to need to put our best foot forward to win this match. Hamza and Oliver. That's not that great, actually. Without Corrado, without Adnamecia, and a few of those expired contracts, our quality has suddenly dropped a bit. Okay, we are the one in disarray, so we're just going to have to go straight into the quick sim. It is a win, but it's 4-2. Oliver is dead! Well, there you go. That took care of a 3-star problem. Hamza is unhurt. John is unhurt. Elia yielded. Our leader. Well, it's going to hurt a little bit without her, and that's one thing we're going to be looking at this season, is not managing things. How is that going to turn out for us? Well, we've already lost our 2 top fighters in the first 4 weeks, even though they were all wins. And then we even have a death. All right, well, here's how things stand after just 4 fights. Brixia and us are level. Brixia has 2 kills, though, so we are a couple points back. And it's a tight contest, but it's very early in the season. Corrado back from his injury. Adnamecia is back from her fatal stab wound, but I'm not sure if your main character can actually die, and maybe that's how she survived and won her fight still. Or maybe it was a post-fight kind of thing where it was considered fatal. I've actually had that sort of experience in real life, not personally per se, but a family member was actually a boxer many, many years ago. This was probably 25, 30 years ago. But anyway, family member was a boxer, won his fight, but got a blood clot from a hit he took during the fight. That after the fight, 45 minutes, an hour after the fight, collapsed. Nearly died. 1v1 versus Brixia. This is the leader. Artur Kennedy is a pretty good one. Veteran. I feel like we've seen Artur before. Maybe fought with somebody else. There's a really solid one right here. 26 and 7 overall. Citizen. It's their own Elia. Paulina. Yes, we've seen this team before. Brixia. Is Brixia the one who came up with us? Brixia was the other one who was promoted, and yet us and them are level at the top right now. Okay. Yes, we have seen Artur and Elia Paulina before. And that's 2 very solid fighters, and that's a 1v1, and we are down one of our top fighters. Adnamecia is back, so we're going to have to get her out there unless Corrado is a better option. Let's see. Well, let's see. You have Artur is a leader. Elia is a rogue. So we're looking for either Barbarian or Gladiator. Adnamecia is a Gladiator. So let's go ahead and go with Adnamecia then. And let's hope they take the leader, which is Artur. Or somebody even less. They go for Elia. That's going to be tough. Don't die. She's unconscious. Tough. Get an achievement for that. She gets knocked unconscious in the fight, unfortunately. Rating wasn't that bad. She landed more hits. Not a lot of damage dealt here. That was a pretty quick fight. Better hit percentage. Better defense. A little surprising that she actually lost, considering. And that's going to drop us to second place. Chance for new recruits. Cheap. Long-term project. Little better. Let's go for it. Might as well. Thought we've already kind of announced that this is going to be it, huh? Okay, now we're talking 4.5. And it's just a sentence? Okay. No charge. It's another 4.5. At 38, and would use up most of the budget we have left. Not a fan of that one, so we'll pass. We did get one solid fighter out of that. 2v2 with Garunda. And we're looking at 3 or 4, 5 solid choices. How are they in 8th place? The new one we just signed. Let's get her in the ring. Okay, Gladiator and a Rotarius, so we need a Rogue. Oh, nice, that worked. Okay. I'm going to take control here for a little bit. They just swap places. I don't want you swapping places. And you're somehow engaged already? Yeah, fine. It is what it is, and it ends up in a loss. I think if we got that matchup better, they might have had a real shot at winning. Brixia takes a loss. So 2 straight losses and, what, 3? No. Yeah, just 2. 2 straight losses, though. That's something I'm not used to. Something I'm very much not used to. And this is why this is not a game, at least I think. It's early. It's early in the season, but it's a game that I think you really don't want to use that quick sim much at all. It has devastating effect, and it is not as good as you can manage things. Get Corrado out there. We got a 3 versus 3. They've got some okay fighters, but we should definitely win this one. They are sitting 3rd place overall while we're in 2nd, so we do need a good effort here. Okay, we do have advantage. Let's set that up at least. Leader over defender. We have a defender over barbarian, no. Or we have defender over barbarian, so. Alright, everybody's locked in. Go ahead and quick sim. 3-0 on the victory. No kills so far this season. Hamza ready to level up. 7th place side that is really down on their luck right now. They've got a lot of fighters unavailable. Should be fairly comfortable. Get our 2 strong ones. Let's try to get one of these in the fight. Alright, so we have Rogue over Rotarius. We have a Barbarian over Rogue. They don't have any Rogues. They don't have any defenders, so John could take any of them. We do have 2 gladiators, so we want to get our leader off of that. For 1, and expected Natasha ends up yielding. She does gain some experience, but not a ton. Kind of figured that might happen. New recruits available again. I like how fast that part's going. Ooh, 1.5 star, and he's probably on it already, I would imagine. At 34, you'd figure anyway that they're there at that point. Annie Kinley, 38. Criminal, no cost. You betcha. We'll take you. Even though you have 0 strength. Ouch. Well, hello there. Incredible, solid, good, fair. They look pretty good. Very expensive to find out. There's another one. Much more affordable, actually. So let's go ahead and recruit you. Let's see. What happened? I don't think we're going to get those 2 to develop at all. Let's see here. She's not costing us anything except for space. She's not going to develop that fast. There's the other one. Kanish. Yeah, she's actually costing us a bit more. Go ahead and fire her as well. Save the space. Florentia, 8 and 13. They look better, but they have no initiative and no skill. Yaritza looks pretty good. Okay, Yaritza is a leader. So we want to pick maybe our top gladiator. Or Eddie. Looks like a pretty dang good option too. Yep, they did go with Yaritza. And we get the win. The new guy. Does get hurt though. Animation recovered. Available once again. And now 9 matches in. We are 7 and 2. How has Brixia had 10 fights when everybody else has only had 8 or 9? Caesarea has 8. They've had 10. That's odd. Starting the second round. Now 2v2. This was the team we went up against to start the season. It's weird that we're already that far into the season, that we're getting into that second round. Of course, our halfway point will be after the second round is done, so we're halfway through what we're going to cover in the episode. And they definitely have some choices. They have a couple of good choices. So we want to go all out. Eddie not available. The other one. And yeah, who has no strength. We'll see how she actually does. No advantage no matter how you look at it, so that's fine. First round done. Crusher. Yay. Oh, death. Nice. And a yield. There's our first kill of the season. 3v3. Not a ton of great choices for them. So it's a good opportunity to dig slightly deeper. We've got Corrado. We've got Elia. And maybe we use Primus, who we're trying to get rid of. Okay, they do have a defender, so let's give you the advantage, Corrado. And then we have a defender on a barbarian, so that's good. We have a rogue on a rogue. And that's our weak link. Definitely weaker than theirs. So hopefully we can get help soon. Oof. Elia's got a tough fight too. This might not be easy. I think the only clear advantage is Corrado over Clorinda, but Reggie has a clear advantage over Primus. This could go either way. I'm surprised by this birdie, how I missed a fighter that good. Okay, well, we got the win. Unhurt and 3-0. New recruits. New recruits. Who do we have? Toby Brew. Slave. Probably already as developed as she's going to... Blah, 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 blah. Wah, wah. Well, there goes 500. At least it was only 500. And at least we could fire her. Okay, expensive for 4.5 stars and aged. Don't know enough about that one. No clear move on that, so we'll have to bypass for now, but we've got a 4v4 for the next one. And they've barely got anyone available, so this is the easy fight. So we want to not waste contracts. We want to get rid of somebody like Primus, though, who we want gone, and maybe Flory, and then Animatia to develop, and then one other strong one beside her, Eddie, to make sure we win the fight. Okay, so there's a rogue. So we're looking at a barbarian for that. Rotarius is rogues. We do have a rogue in Primus. Barbarian takes a defender. The leader. Yeah, no, we're good. Okay. Got one down already right off the bat. We inflicted some pretty good damage straight off the bat. First move. That one would have been over quite quickly. And actually it appears so, because our ratings weren't even high. Flory only got 4 experience. Primus only got 3 experience. That's how quick that fight was over. Eddie ready to level up. Animatia getting strength, agility, and leadership. Okay, you are a defender killer. You can inspire. It's a dangerous move to try to inspire, though, so let's not use that one. Animatia, adding agility. Plenty of age drops, but definitely making some progress otherwise. Second place side, are we into the lead? We are into the lead. This is the leader. This is the one we got to watch out for. We're 1 point ahead of him. Or the leader besides us, that is. Howard, contract ending in 4 weeks. We're going to allow that to expire. They've, 3 stars out of 4.5 potential? Or 5 potential, whatever it is. We could do better than that. 1v1, and they're going to win it. You figure they're going to win it because they have some really good choices. We do have some better options than what we had before. Let's look at those. Eddie's a very solid fighter. It's a bit of a risk to pick him. Leader on leader. We have a slight skill advantage +5. Initiative +7. Agility disadvantage of 19. Strength disadvantage of 13. Toughness. Very similar. Discipline. Slightly behind. Speed we're behind on by over 20. Stamina we're behind on. Bravery and... yeah. Good luck. Wow. Got the win. Good job, Eddie. Eddie should not have won that fight. Should not have won that fight. 9 hits to 4. Heavily favored in the damage. Fortunate, because that should have been on paper a loss. New recruits. And Brixia next. Dang. Everybody's healthy? Wow, look at that. Everybody's healthy. Okay, new recruits. What do we have? No. Could be. Maybe. No, we're not taking the cheap ones anymore. Not knowing that we're going to bring things to an end. 2 fights. 1 star. And almost can afford them. We can shift the... no, not for a 1 star. We're not going to use every ounce of budget we have left on an old 1 star. Gold, yes, but still. Okay, they are not looking as solid as last time around. In fact, not at all. I see some missing names. Both of their 2 leaders are gone. But they can still put up a fight with what they have here. So maybe we have a Corrado and Eddie. And we get the win. Somebody was injured, though. Eddie. Dead arm. 4 days. Okay, sure. They've got a lot of decent options and a couple of good ones there. I'm amazed that they are only in 7th place with all of those solid choices. Let's go ahead and bring in Jesse. And do we want to go with Corrado again? Do we want to go with Elia, who's not doing as well these days, has been knocked out repeatedly despite still getting wins? Ooh, Eddie's not available. Let's get animation. Okay, let's see if we can get any strong matchups. They've got leaders. We've got a gladiator for that. We've got a defender. The rogue does have an advantage, so let's swap you guys. There we go. Try to get that initial, get locked in there. Everybody's locked in. And here we go. Oh, wow. Really? When it looks clear, we lose. Animatia, unconscious. Jesse, unconscious. Elia, yielding. And they're injured and yielded, all of them, yet they still are standing and we fell unconscious. Look at the numbers, how close that is, other than the damage dealt is favoring them a little bit, but that was a long fight. Look at the number of attacks and defenses. They passed out through exhaustion. Animation, initiative, toughness, leadership, weapon skill, finally. Okay, Howard's contract run out. And at 12-3, still in the lead, but only by 2 points. Another one against top side, but a top side that has taken a few too many losses of late. They've got one good fighter left. And it's a 4v4. We got to kind of pick whatever we can get. We've got Bell for just 2 fights. Let's go ahead and use one of those up. We've got Corrado available still. We've got Eddie available again. That's good. And we still got to pick one more. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Maybe Hamza? Alright, we have an advantage for this one. Leader over defender. Leader over defender. Defender over barbarian. We get an advantage on 3 out of 4. And we already beat one down in the first move. Oh, it's the 122 left leg. It's not the panic and fallen Phoebe Venator, who took a 605 torso damage. I don't know how she's alive after that. There you go, second down. We'll have 4-2 advantage to complete the fight. That's easy. Quick sim from there. And it's 4-0. Cup match up next. Bell ready to level up. Bell's only available for 2 fights, right? Yes. Go ahead and just make you a rogue killer. Especially as fast as that's going to come and go. And our first cup match, 4v4 for this one. They've got 2 solid options. And then they kind of run out of options after that. I would imagine they're not going to bring their best to the fight. But let's go ahead and get Bell in and out quick so we can bring in another fighter. We've got Corrado. We've got John. And then we have Eddie. I'm not even going to look. There you go, 4-0. Including a death. 3 yields. I knew we had an advantage over them, so we were going to be okay. I didn't want to take my chances either, though. And now we have new recruits. Okay, only 2 unavailable. Jesse, back in 2 weeks. And I think the other was Animation, right? Has had a lot of injuries. Our list is so long, I'm not even sure when she's going to be back. Okay. By the way, she's up to 2.5 stars now. You wouldn't know it. I mean, the weapon skill. Really? Plus 52? How is it a 37? Minus 21 from injuries. Permanent. No wonder we can't get that up. But that's the weird thing about Animatia, is her weapon skill is so weak that she constantly takes minor hand wounds in fighting. And so every little development she gets is countered with, the opposite. Okay. I don't know why I can't select Matidia. Jake might be an okay option, but we have no idea how good he actually is. How much is it going to cost me to find out? 1,300. Steve E. Martin. 4.5. Not worth the cost. You're 17. I thought that was all gray. I was like, he's old. He's going to be developed. Wait, he's only 17? $17? And then he's also only 17 years of age. It's like, okay, I got it. Sentenced 6 fights. No discipline, but his solid weapon skill and stamina. Do we want to take a risk on Millie? Let's take a risk on Millie. Hey, it paid off. The discipline is low, but everything else is high. Millie's a pretty good fighter. We're also coming up on that halfway point, just a couple of weeks away. Bell, unavailable. Elia has recovered. Animatia improves strength. We have a 1v1 versus a pretty dang solid group. I've got at least one really good fighter. So that's supposed to be 2.5 stars, and you look at it, and she's not better. She's slightly better in one attribute, weaker, almost across the board. She's not significantly behind Eddie, but Eddie's, 1.5 stars? She's 2.5? So where'd the star go? She's a little bit worse than he is. Maybe they're counting the injuries. I think we have the advantage here. They are a defender. We're a leader. That gives us extra. And there you go. Got the win. Also coming up on that halfway mark to the season. 17 matches. We need to get through one more. This will be the final week to hit the halfway point. 2v2. And they've got a couple okay, but nothing great. So let's go ahead and get Animatia out there, and then we'll add. Doesn't matter who matches up with who. And we get the 2-0 victory, so that does bring us to the halfway point. Animatia continuing to improve. And here we go. 15-3. Just one kill, but 15-3. And suddenly the others are closely matched up with each other. You have 5 teams with 10 wins. Technically, it should be 8 losses, but Brixia, we don't know what happened with that one. But anyway, 5 wins. 5 teams with 10 wins. Very, very tightly packed group. And because they're beating up on each other and not so much us, we've got an 8-point lead at the halfway point on the season. 42-9 overall is definitely not the standard we came to expect after last season. It's more like season number 1 kind of numbers. But actually, even then, it's still better than season 1 because we were 3rd, climbing to 2nd, climbing to 1st as the season went on. Here, well, we did kind of start 2nd and already climbed to 1st, but we're pulling away pretty quickly. As long as we continue to pick the right fighters for most of our fights, we should be okay, but we've had some surprises. We've had a surprise win, we've had a surprise loss or 2, but all in all, the quick sims were working mostly like it should. It's not too disastrous on us. We've definitely taken some injuries, but we've been able to pick up a lot of good fighters this season to start off with, and that's definitely helping things out, is we have a bit of depth that other teams don't have, and we're targeting the here and now and not developing fighters long term other than Animatia, obviously. that's helping also with the short term is we have the options right here, right now that we can choose from, and then we're slowly using up a few of those contracts of some of the older generation of fighters that just aren't quite as good anymore. We've got a few that need to go away. But we're doing well. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time as we get through the second half of this season and wrap this series up and see if we can come away with a Division 3 title. We'll also see how far we can get into the Cup. We got through the first round. I have no idea who we have in the next round of the matchup, but we'll find out. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.